Hello everybody. I just wanted to make a quick video about something that I have recently gotten resolved thanks to our local dealership here. It took a little bit of persistence, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about it, kind of the symptoms that we were noticing and what the root cause was. Yeah, basically kind of an interesting situation. We got our vehicle in July of this year. It was a 2026, so one of the first ones being sold by this particular dealer, even though they've been out for a little while here in Canada. We took delivery of it. Everything was great. Seemed to be fine, but we started to notice on the highway that it had a bad habit of what I later discovered is porpoising. And the way that this feels, if you haven't felt it already, is that basically when you go over a big ridge on the highway at speed, what it can feel like is that rather than just going up and down, that the whole car can kind of do the back end can kind of do a rotation. And so it's a bit freaky when you first start feeling that out. And it made me concerned as well to kind of enter into winter and icy roads, particularly driving up on from Red Deer to Edmonton, and particularly the Leduc Bridge, if you know what that is. It's a nice little S-curve with a bridge and some whoops in between there. So a little bit concerned about that. So we started the process of asking them to check it. What we discovered is that their machine actually hadn't been updated yet for this version. And that left us with a couple options. One, from there, we could actually go and try to find a third-party dealer and pay for it ourselves and try and get that done. No idea what version of the alignment specs they would have. But they would do an alignment for us if they had it. This was an option to us. I'd started to develop a good relationship with the people over at Red Deer Kia, so I wanted to kind of stick through them. So we kind of stuck through it. So we just kind of waited, and all I did was just kept showing up in person. I'm sure I annoyed the hell out of everyone there, so I apologize for that. Really thankful for everybody just being up to date on it and helping me out. But yeah, kept following up. We finally got the notice that they would be there next week, and unfortunately we were going to be away on vacation. We came back, and of course we hit the first snowstorm. So we got to experience what the vehicle felt like on the ice and on the winter roads, particularly because we kind of had a freeze-thaw situation happen for one of our first major snowfalls. And the car was very tail happy in anything but winter mode. And even then it was very, it was very difficult to control. Now, I chalk this up to a couple of things. One, I am very much used to front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive systems. So I drove a Mazda Speed 6, drove a Subaru, had a Hyundai Santa Fe. These are all front-wheel drive based systems, and they really make you feel like a hero in that kind of a situation. I had a lot of fun doing that. This vehicle is definitely different in the fact that it's my first really rear-wheel drive biased vehicle in the winter. I had a Miata before this too, so I know what that kind of feels like, but never on snow or ice. Once I understood that, it helped me kind of adjust the way that I drove a little bit. That helped a little bit. Once we were able to confirm just how bad it was, I really prioritized getting into the dealership and getting that scheduled. They found, and I'll show you the actual documents here. I don't know if you can see the red there, but there was a lot of discrepancies. So I'll read out the numbers for you right now. But basically where the big issue was that in the rear camber, we were at negative 1.8 degrees, and the left rear, or on the right rear was negative 1.8. The left rear was negative 1.6, and our toe in the rear was actually 0.45 degrees. So they took that, and then what they adjusted it to was a camber of negative 1 in the right rear, and left rear was negative 1.1. So those two are even just closer together. And the toe got adjusted to 0.19. So those are the three major ones. And then the toe on the left rear tire was also at 0.28, and they adjusted that to 0.10. So that was great. I felt very validated because I had been pushing a little bit and showing up unexpected to try and see about getting this resolved. So I was glad to know that what I was feeling was actually real, and what everybody had come in and been talking about on Reddit and everything like that was validated. So now basically from there, got to actually try it out on the roads. Mostly in town for the first little bit, noticed a little bit of difference, and definitely noticed I had a lot more grip on the rear end, and I think the tires were just making a better contact. Now, this could have been my imagination or not, but it definitely felt better. From then, that combined with my now understanding of how the all-wheel drive system works was really, really good for helping me understand that. And then snow mode. Whenever I got into an additional situation that just required extra traction, snow mode really, really helps out. So yeah, that is kind of what happened there. It was definitely interesting. I'd never expected to have a vehicle so new. We're at about 15 or 14,000 kilometers, 15,446 kilometers when this issue got resolved for us. That was, I really appreciate the people at Kia Red Deer for taking care of this and believing me when I said we were having an issue. And it has made a huge difference that the vehicle now feels like the way it was supposed to drive in the first place. But yeah, my message for you is if you kind of feel like the vehicle is being unstable, especially at highway speed over big bumps, get your dealership to check it out if they can. And if not, or if they're not letting you, it's 100% worth it to go get that alignment done. It really makes the vehicle feel like the vehicle that I paid for and wanted. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much. Let me know what your thoughts below on that are. And yeah, I'll keep updating you, especially as we're now in winter here. I should be going on a quick trip in -30 in the next week. So we'll see how the car does, and I'll keep you updated.